Now let's learn how to do some doors and windows. I'm going to show you how to do a simple door and how you can then turn it into a sliding glass door. And then we'll talk about windows, keeping a simple window or adding in some panes for your window to make it a little bit more fancy. To begin your door, you obviously want to think about where you're going to be putting it. Doesn't matter either side, but if you break down the simple idea of a door, you go back to your elementary drawing of a house, you have two vertical lines and one horizontal line, and then maybe a little circle on there for your door handle. So keeping that in mind with your rules of perspective, you're going to start with your perpendicular vertical lines. So make sure you have the edge of your ruler matched up with the edge of the paper. Draw your vertical line up. Think about the height of that line too. You don't want to have a door that's way too tall or way too short where only a mouse could fit in there. Make your door so it will fit for your house and look normal. We're then going to take those two vertical lines and kick them back to the vanishing point that is on the same side. So I'm going to line these up and connect them together with that vanishing point. And again, we can add in a little door handle if you want. Now let's say you want to make a sliding glass door or a French door. It's the same idea. You have your two vertical lines, your receding parallel line kicking back, and you just added one more vertical line to separate those doors. Let's start some windows. We're going to begin your window with a very simple vertical line. So first decide where you're going to put it. We'll match up the edge of our ruler with the edge of the paper and put in a nice vertical line. There's one side of our window. Now if you think about it and go back to your elementary drawing, when you create your window, you basically have four lines, two vertical, two horizontal, and then if you want to put some window panes in, you have another vertical and you have another horizontal. So let's take that idea and apply our rules of perspective. We're going to connect the top of that first line back to your vanishing point on the same side. We'll do the same here again at the bottom. Connect the bottom of that line back to your vanishing point. And then we're going to connect those two lines with a vertical line. So please match up the edge of your ruler with the edge of the paper. We'll connect those together. And then if you want to add the window pane in, you have another vertical line that's perpendicular. And you have your receding parallel line kicking back to your vanishing point. Now I'm going to make another window right next to that first window that's right in line with it. So to begin, again, we have a vertical line, perpendicular. I'm going to connect the top of that line to the vanishing point on the same side. And I want to make mine a little taller here. There we go. Kick it back. Do the same thing again at the bottom. Bring it out. And then connect these two together with a nice vertical line. Now if this were a house in real life, those two windows would be the exact same size. However, if you look at ours, the first window looks a lot bigger than the second window. That's because with perspective, whenever you have an object that gets closer to that horizon line and that vanishing point, it's going to be a little bit smaller than what you may have drawn before. Think of it as if you were putting in a tree. A tree in front of the house is going to be drawn a lot larger than if you put a tree behind the house, which is closer to that vanishing point and closer to that horizon line. Now that you understand the basics of creating windows and doors, try experimenting with some on your own. Think about adding in some fancy window panes, adding in sliding glass doors. But remember, when you have two windows that are in line with each other, make sure that as they get closer to that horizon line, they become smaller and smaller.